Okay, we are back. I'm very happy to have on the Goldstein on Gelt show author Connie Allen. She is a 16-year veteran blackjack dealer in the Hollywood casino in Indiana, and she has now written a book called The Casino Through a Dealer's Eyes. Connie, real pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Doug, for having me on.
You know, an outsider's perception of a casino and gambling, quite frankly, can be very negative. People are afraid of losing money, and you know, we see in the movies certainly all sorts of bad stuff that happens. That it's really a losing habit. Is there anyone who actually succeeds at gambling?
Oh, sure. There's people in there that actually do this for a livelihood. You know, I've had several that have come to the casino, and this is all they do. I'm sure they're counting cards, but they have figured out a way to be able to count cards without getting caught. Surveillance, of course, is roaming the casino with their cameras, and if they pick up on you counting your cards, even though it's illegal to do, you will be asked to leave. So beware of how you bet and how you are. Usually people, when they're counting cards, will put like $10 up, and then I don't know a lot about counting cards. I just know that your 10s are like a 0, and your, I think like up to maybe 5 is minus, and 5 to 9 is plus, and some way or the other, they count this up, and then they know when they're supposed to raise their bet and when they're supposed to lower their bet, and that's how the surveillance cameras pick up on them. So if they can figure out another way to do their betting, then that is in their favor. So
I did see that I certainly watched that happen in the movie 21, but that was a lot more exciting. Is the life of a professional gambler an exciting life, or is it just kind of like going to work?
I would think that it would be a little bit scary because, you know, if you're not winning and you're depending on that to be your livelihood, that could be a problem, you know. So I know that I have had also some that come in as a part-time player, and they do it for a part-time livelihood. And this one guy only lived about 5 minutes away from the casino, and he had a full-time job, and he'd either come in before work or after work. And it was really neat what he did. He started out from January to April with $40, and he would increase it to $60 and then up to $100 by the end of the year, and he would end up walking away tax-free money of $10,000 a year.
I thought winnings from the casino were taxable.
They are, but he only starts out with like $40, so he never actually. You only had to have it taxable if it's over 1,000, you know, or at the table games, depending on maybe. I know it's more than 1,000. So if you go in, you cash it in. I think anything over 1,000, but he never. He was there 7 days a week, so he would. Once he doubled his $40, he was out of there. If he lost his $40, he was out of there. So he took $40 up for 4 months, and then by the March or whatever, he upped it to $60, and every day he'd come in, and then he'd put his winnings into a business account or some kind of an account, and at the end of the year, he 99% of the time always came up with $10,000 tax-free money.
So it seems to me that statistically, most of the people who come to the casinos lose, because otherwise the casinos would do better. How is it that casinos get people to keep coming back, especially if they statistically are losing?
Basically, hopefully they're coming in with being optimistic, saying they're going to win. I think the casino really does pretty well, because even if they're winning, a lot of them don't want to walk away, and they end up playing all their winnings back. So the casino knows that if you've won and you've taken your money home, pretty many of them, 95 to 99% of them, are going to come back and give it all back. And a lot of them have the thought that, well, gee, now I'm playing on casino money, so I can have a good time now. I'm playing on their money. So that's really a lot of the reasons why people walk away with not winning.
In other words, once they win, they don't know how to stop because they just get greedy and want to stay?
So true. So true.
difficult. Yeah, it's a lot of it's mostly psychology, I guess. We're talking with Connie Allen, who wrote a book called The Casino Through a Dealer's Eyes. She shares with the readers the strategies for success in a casino, and she had a lot of experience having been a dealer for 16 years. Now, Connie, my day job is that I'm a financial advisor. I actually deal with people on the investment side, and I would never, ever, frankly, think of casino work as an investment. Are there people who do look at it as a way of managing their money?
No, I think they really look at it as just for fun. Other than the few people that do it as a full-time job and part-time job, most of the ones that are coming there are just looking for an evening out like they do when they go to a restaurant or whatever. The ones I'm concerned about more so are the novice players, because not only can they hurt the table when they sit down at a blackjack table for those who are experienced at it, we take your money fast enough the way it is, it just seems like that's the odds of the casino. And to just come on in and donate your $100 without having any kind of an idea how to play the game is sad. So I usually recommend for the novice players that if you're going to come to the table, just announce to your players that you're new, and would anyone like to help give you some strategies on how you should hit the cards, or when you should hit them and when you shouldn't, if you don't have an idea of that. And you should never sit down at a blackjack table and play with scared money. What
is scared money?
Well, if you've got $100 and you are, even though they're chips, their value of them. If you're a novice player, so that you've got $10 out there, even though they're in chips. So you might not play the game like you should play it because you're not wanting to lose that $10, nor is anybody, but you still have to play the game like it's meant to be played, because everybody at the table is responsible for how the dealer's hand turns out. So you don't want to do anything that you shouldn't do. That's why it's nice to ask the experienced players what you should do. Most people, if a dealer's got a 10 up and they've got a 15, just an example, they'll sometimes wave that off and say with a gut feeling, oh, let's hope that the dealer bust. Okay, well, if they've got a 15, I turn over my 15 and I hit my 6, got a 21, that whole table loses. Mm-hmm. So had he hit, he would have had gotten 21 and I could have gotten a 10 and gotten 26, or 25. So anyway, that's why it's so important to come in and play the game correctly.
But it doesn't sound like prayer is a way of trying to win at blackjack. It really has to do with a lot of strategy.
A little bit of luck and strategy. Strategy is very important. And again, your experienced players are not afraid to help you. They want to help you. If you will take their advice, they want to help you.
So what are some of the common mistakes that people make that maybe experienced gamblers don't make?
Well, people have told them, you should split this or that, and a lot of them will split their 10s, which is a definite no-no. They should never split their 10s. That's almost like a winning hand. The only thing that's going to beat you is a 21 or a push. So, go for the gusto, count that as, hey, I don't have to make any decisions here. I'm hopefully going to win this hand. But you'll be amazed how many, if a dealer's got a low card up, will want to split those 10s and try to get 2 good hands. But, you really should go for the true win and not mess up the cards if it's going into a good, if they got a good session going on with it, or a good, what is the word I'm searching for? If they got the shoe going in their favor, don't mess it up by especially splitting your 10s. You don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So give us one last bit of advice. Let's say there's a gambler who's making some money. What's the best way for him to hold on to the money? Because either he could walk away from the table, but maybe he's walking away from a winning streak. Of course, he could stay, which is what the casino wants, and then he might end up losing it.
I would suggest that he, first of all, color up his money, because for 2 reasons. For safety reasons, because you'd be amazed in all casinos, not just one, you have people standing in the background watching you win your money, okay? So in any casino, in the garages and whatever, if you want enough money, please ask for an escort out to your car. But in the meantime, put it away. And if you've got a sizable sum of money there, then say, okay, I'm going to put all of this away and I'm maybe going to play with 1,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't give it all back. I mean, seriously, don't give it all back. You know, we had a girl who bought in for 200, turned it into 100,000 and played it all back.
Wow.
What's enough? What's enough?
That's amazing. All right, Connie.
Yeah.
We've been talking with Connie Allen, who wrote the book for people who want to learn about going to a casino. The book is called The Casino Through a Dealer's Eyes. Connie also gives speeches and talks to groups about how to develop their own skills, and it's a lot of fun to hear her talk. Connie, in the last few seconds, just tell us, how can people find you and learn more about your book and the work you're doing?
Okay, thank you, Doug. One, they can find me on eBay. And if they should purchase a book for $7.99 on eBay, I will be I will autograph the book for them and send it out to them. Wow. They can also find it on Google, and they can also find it on Amazon. Plus, you can go to Amazon and read the reviews that are starting to come in for my book. And it's only $7.99, $6.99 for the ebook. It has got tons of information for you. It's only 64 pages, but it is an easy read, and it gives you some tips on slots and blackjack and tells you how to play a lot of the other games that are there. So give it a try. I don't think you'll be sorry.
Okay, we will put a link to that at the show notes at goldsteinongelt.com. Connie, thanks so much for your time.
Oh, Doug, thank you so much for having me on your show. I truly enjoyed it.
You've been listening to the Goldstein on Gelt show with international investment expert Doug Goldstein. If you'd like your questions answered on the air or off, go to www.goldsteinongelt.com or write to Doug directly at doug@profile-financial.com.